I know I miss you too. I'll be back soon. This is so pathetic. It hurts so bad. I just had to stop and get gas. Hobbling into the gas station and back out to pay. I had to pull out the walker. I got one sock foot going because my shoe squeezes it too much and just hurts. Oh my God. All right, let's get on the road here. Regardless of how badly I want to get out here and do some exploring and or some skating, I can't do it. I just can't do it. I can barely stand. Oh God, I hope this doesn't last very long. Okay, since I'm in the car and in the area and I can't resist but to do a little bit of exploring, I wanted to drive past this place right here that I actually talked about in another vlog a little while back. It's called Fairmont Supply Oil and Gas. Before this place was actually taken over by Fairmont, this place was just infested with cats. So I wanted to see if there was actually any cats over here today. And I don't see any. There are there are food bowls and things like that sitting out over here, so somebody is still feeding the cats, so I know they still come around here, but at one point when this place was just completely abandoned, I mean, there was literally hundreds upon hundreds of cats. At night when you drove around the corner down here, headlights would shine around the building and you would just see hundreds of sets of kitty eyes. It was hilarious. But apparently they're hiding in the woods or something right now because they're not out here. So I'm on my way home from my girlfriend's house. I have stayed there for the past 3 days. For anybody who didn't watch my video yesterday, I have some kind of tendonitis or something going on in my left heel. It is excruciatingly painful. And so I have stayed off it for the past 3 days, you know, since Friday. And she has basically waited on me hand and foot, which it's so impossible for me to sit in one place and do nothing. That's just not me. I'm way too hyper for that. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know I'm always up, bouncing around, coming and going, but it ain't happening right now. I can barely stand. So I got a walker in the back seat. And what I thought I would do today is tell you about the Warrior Dash. One year I talked my brother into running the Warrior Dash with me, and when I get home I'm going to tell you that story because it's kind of loud when you're driving on the road here and trying to film. But what I can tell you is that I broke 4 ribs on the second obstacle, and that didn't even hurt as bad as my heel hurts right now. As soon as we get home, I'm going to tell you that story. Miss you too. I'll be back soon. So there were some guys at the skate park on the half pipe. I probably should have gone over and got some footage of them. But man, it just hurts so damn bad I don't want to go hobbling over. What? This is new. This thing was not painted the last time I was here. What in the world? That is the strangest painting. I'm not even sure what it's supposed to be. Okay, what you're looking at in front of you right now is what used to be Mother Goose Land. I will put a link below to my video where I explored Mother Goose Land. You guys can check it out. There's a really, really strange looking mural by an artist. I think they call him Monster Mike. I could be off on that, but I think that's what his name is. It's a really creepy looking mural. You guys got to see it.
Darkness, something to hold on. Find you when you were so broken. Felt something was wrong. I think I'm in love, 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 I'm in love.
Okay, so check it out. This is the stuff they gave us at the Warrior Dash. Furry helmet, or whatever you want to call the thing. And this is my number and my my medal for finishing the race. What was my number? 97142. And as you can see, I kept the mud on the stuff. Now it's just dirt. It's like pluming off. But I kept them muddy because I'm like that. I wanted the effect of it. You know, I could have brought this home and cleaned it all up. And but I wanted to keep it muddy so that I could frame it and it would just really capture the day. I wonder if that number will be particular in my life in some way, besides just the fact that I ran the Warrior Dash. I don't know, I can't make anything of it at the moment, but we'll see what happens. I still got a long ways to go. Okay, so forgive me while I'm talking here, telling you this story, because I'm going to be looking for a video that I actually have of when I finished the Warrior Dash. My sons were standing around the corner filming as my brother and I came in and finished the race. It's really shaky footage, so if I find it, I will put it in here. But basically, the way this went down was, I talked my brother into doing the Warrior Dash with me. And, you know, because I like to do fun stuff like that, I thought it would be a fun challenge, you know? I thought it would give me motivation to lose some weight. Now, this was back in 2012. He agreed to do it. We got everything set up. We went there to do it. We started, and even though I can't run for crap, we started off jogging. We jogged as long as we could to where I just couldn't breathe, so we had to stop and walk. I mean, I thought there were going to be a lot more obstacles a lot closer together, and it turned out to be more of a run with just a few obstacles. I think there were a total of maybe 14 obstacles, but they were so far apart that you're just jogging and jogging and jogging and jogging. I mean, for what seems like ever. And you eventually come across an obstacle. You do it, and then you jog and jog and jog and jog and jog. You eventually come across another one. It was crazy. They were way too far apart for it to actually be fun. Now, when you did get to the obstacles, they were fun. I was worn out before we got to the first one. And honestly, I think the first one was basically just some, like, hurdles, maybe you would call them. And nobody was jumping over them. They were a little bit too big for that, but you crawled over one and under the next, and over one and then under. Something like that. When we came to the second one, it was this floating island, like these big, giant plastic boxes. And they were all tied together to make an island, and they had ropes that were on them that you could use to help assist yourself get up. I basically swam out to it. I grabbed the ropes up underneath on the top of the rope, and I pulled myself up out of the water, and when I came down on the edge right here of that floating box, my body weight going back down crushed my ribs and broke 4 ribs. I heard them snap. It was crazy. Pulled myself up. I finished it. I did have to stop and rest every so often, but I ended up running the rest of the whole race. Well, not running, but I ended up finishing the entire race, including all the rest of the obstacles. I ended up stopping and puking a few times. But when we got to the end, oh my god, I pulled myself out of that mud, and I was so dead, dragging myself out of there. I was so dead, but I was proud of myself for finishing the whole thing. And, you know, that's kind of why I saved my medal with all the mud and everything on it. I didn't clean it up. You know, anybody can get on eBay and order a Warrior Dash medal and say that they want it. But to me, I just felt like, well, I want to leave that mud on there because I personally ran that race and crawled through that mud and was covered head to toe. And when that medal was put on me in the end, it got all that mud on there. So I left it on there, and I eventually will be framing that just for something cool to hang in my office. And then once I lose a lot more weight here, I'm going to go back and conquer that race again, but I'm going to do it right and not break ribs this time.